Be warned, this video will contain spoilers. There's just no way to dive into Maggie's arc in The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 2, Episode 6 without addressing the massive, fur-covered elephant in the room. Yes, I'm talking about the bear. If you're a longtime Walking Dead fan, you know the franchise has played around with the threat of animals before. We've had rabid dogs, and even symbolic deer that carried emotional weight. But a full-on bear attack? That's new territory, and honestly, I didn't think they'd actually go there. When that woman was mauled to death in the cold open, I thought, okay, maybe it was a bear. But I brushed it off, thinking the show wouldn't lean into something so wild. But it absolutely did, and somehow, it worked. The bear shows up right when tensions between Maggie and Hershel hit a breaking point. After a season of build-up, we finally get more screen time between mother and son, and let me tell you, it's messy in the best way. Maggie has spent years consumed by her hate for Negan, but now she's caught in this desperate urgency to save him from Brogel, who plans to kill him and take control of the methane. And while Maggie is racing to warn him, Hershel's not exactly on board. In fact, he's being seduced by the Dharma's manipulative words and clearly holds a lot of resentment toward his mom. Resentment that's been bubbling under the surface for years. There's one moment in particular that completely floored me, when Hershel actually shoves Maggie. That was wild. I don't think any of us expected it to get physical, and it shows just how fractured their bond has become. Maggie's heartbreak is visible, but before we can even process the emotional impact, boom, Hershel steps outside and runs into the bear. And I don't mean a brief scare. This is a full-blown, blood-pounding, Rick Grimes could lose a limb kind of bear encounter. The way it's shot makes you genuinely believe Maggie might not walk away from this. I was bracing myself for a dismemberment scene, a mauling, something tragic. But against all odds, Maggie pulls through. What's so fascinating is how the bear becomes more than just a wild animal. In that moment, it feels symbolic, this uncontrollable, raw force of nature that mirrors the chaos in Maggie and Hershel's relationship. They're both scarred, both hardened, and both reacting to trauma in different ways. Hershel's not a kid anymore, and this episode is a reminder that the emotional wounds left by Maggie's choices run deeper than even she realizes. I've got to ask, how did you feel about the bear? Did you think they'd actually go there? And do you think Maggie and Hershel can rebuild their trust after everything that happened? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to hear what the fandom thinks about this one.